Welcome everybody to the first video in our scaling roadmap series, okay? And what we're gonna be covering, if you can't see on the screen here, we're gonna have edits as well too, popping up, is stage 1, 0 to 50K. Now, Dave, the biggest aspect is that you don't know anything. Your bottom line is ignorance is your biggest enemy. And again, just like it's seeing here, we'll show in a second, your step to graduate is learn, test, start marketing your business to build confidence. That's why we call it the startup stage. As you can see here, you have no employees. Your role, well, you're just bringing your business to life. Timeline in this stage, Dave, we've seen it before, 12, 24, 36 months in this stage. Realistic timeline is about 6 months. Now, the number of contractors here, again, in North America, we're not talking about anywhere else, just Canada and the US, about 3 million plus conservatively. That's the best data I could indicate. And the two biggest things that are what holding you back, you have all these things, and again, we're gonna show you on screen. But Dave, in our estimation, as we're talking about this and putting this together, is number one is going to be your marketing. Very simple. What's holding you back? Who are you? Yeah. You don't even know what your business is, right? Like, you don't have a brand. You might have a logo and like that basic stuff, but most likely maybe you don't even have a website or a GMB, whatever it is. The biggest thing, nobody knows what you do and who you are. And then if we jump into sales as well too, the biggest thing we see with sales is that you have no fixed charge rate and you are selling to anyone for anything. Like, you don't care if somebody comes up, Dave, can you do the job for $5 or $50 or $99?
Yeah, you're thinking about it.
Right? Again, you're crossing your mind, right? Because you have no set standard. And again, our biggest advice is that if somebody is offering you, get the reps in and maybe do some jobs for free as you start to begin with. So you can, solve that marketing piece, build up your brand credibility, start to build up your reviews, go talk to family and friends and stuff like that. But that would be our biggest thing is your marketing. Nobody knows who you are. And by the way, you have no idea what the hell you're doing in marketing. And the second thing on sales, you got no fixed charge rate.
Yeah, it's kind of like in business, there's a common term called proof of concept. That's really where you want to prove that your business is actually viable in your local market. And that's really what, to get up to 50K, you're essentially just proving proof of concept. So can my business work? Will people actually hire me? And every additional person that does hire you, regardless of the price, like Landon's saying, it's gonna kind of be like a log on your fire just to give you a little bit more confidence as you get this thing going. But there's really no point, deep diving, hiring, or talking about like a technology stack really. The main thing Landon hit on the head is like, we can't stress marketing enough. And one key thing I will tell you before we show you how to graduate is just keep stuff really simple, man. There's no reason to complicate this stage with automation and paid ads and all this crazy stuff you see online. Like, I think there's so much beauty in a simple business, and I actually see low revenue as kind of a beautiful opportunity to create something amazing from nothing. And you really have this at this stage, because we've coached companies, they come into us at 300-400K, everything's a big mess. And then it's kind of like, I kind of wish you were just here so we could build it properly. Yeah. So there is some beauty in like a fresh canvas, which is what we're seeing in this proof of concept stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, picture it this way. If you built a house already and now you're asking us to go renovate it, it's going to be a lot of work, right? Even more work than this. But if you're like, Landon, I just bought the land, it's like, and you're hiring us as like the contractors. Yeah, let's go. It's like, dude, yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's plot it out. Let's dig it, foundation, build the house. We're good to go. So now let's go on to graduating. And like, before we go on to graduating as well too, we have a paid program. You can check on our website above, coaching program. But also too, we have so much other free resources like our podcast, YouTube, free trainings on the website here too. So like, that's why we're not deep diving into a whole bunch of stuff. And like, when we jump into like how to graduate these steps, like, we're not going to sit here and give you your marketing roadmap. We've probably done that 15, 20 times already. So like, just go check us out. We'll leave links and everything up either below or above. So Dave.
Yep. Let's graduate.
Let's graduate. Give the people what they want. So on marketing, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think a big one you guys can read this, obviously. We're just going to hit the big stuff just to stay on point. But I think the biggest one is start thinking about your business in the proper way. We're over 225 episodes at time of making this for the Home Service Business Coach podcast. So that was really a labor of love we created. You guys, you girls, you're busy driving job to job. So put us in your ears. We'll drop some value on you every single week. So that's just a great kind of first point. We're not even going to tell you at 20K really to try look at our scaling blueprint coaching program. You're probably just too small. It'd be a crazy exception for us to kind of bring someone in that small. Another thing though, Landon, I want to give my take on this. The marketing, okay? Focus on building your brand and really launching your business to kind of your internal network, okay? Think families, friends, uncles, neighbors, the parents you go to the daycare with your kids, people from your church, from your communities, parents of the t-ball team that your kid is on. Like, that's how I think about kind of this internal network. Yeah. There's also a great timeline in organically where we see those in our HSBC family like make organic posts on Facebook, right? Just literally a selfie of them in front of their work truck. Hey, you know, I'm Bill with my pressure washing business and I'm looking for projects. Like that type of stuff is what we're talking about, keeping it simple, but they're very small initial deposits that will start to grow this brand. So marketing is like a really, really key one, and growing the brand. But Landon, what do you think is another, you've talked to so many people, what's another key one of how these contractors can graduate?
Like to your point, Dave, I'm not even worried about the tech stack. Don't really care. What my eyes draw to is sales and finance. Sales, we've already put it here. You set a bare minimum charge rate, okay? Why? Because in the future, if you don't set a minimum charge rate now, when you're doing 250, 350, 550, 850, you're going to be running around with your, like a chicken with their head cut off, and you're not going to be able to grow. Okay, so that's like preventing future BS and pain. The other one as well too, I want to touch on like finance is like, yeah, you got to prove your concept. I'm not telling you to, oh, before I go out and get my first job, I need to set all this up. But like at some point in and around this, like at least in Canada, Dave, I think 30,000, you don't have to own a sole prop or a S Corp or anything like that. If you're in the States like that, $30,000 you have. But if when you reach that point, I would want you to start opening up a business bank account, because you're going to start blending your personal and business, and you're not going to do anything about that. Again, future BS is going to be super messy. So let's nip that in the butt. The other thing as well too is I would set up a payment processor to collect money. Dave, do you have like any recommendation for people? There's a million things out there, but what would you recommend?
You want to keep it simple. Again, this whole roadmap is just going to show you how to scale with simplicity. I would say like you want to look at getting set up on a CRM like Jobber at some point. There are other ones, but you know, I personally like Jobber. We've scaled with my business doing that. And with Jobber, you actually have Jobber payments that you can literally, what we love doing is actually collecting a deposit before the job starts. And that's going to come in our future stages. But again, if you want to build the house properly, as Landon's saying, something like Jobber payments can plug in very nicely to your business. Yes, there will be like a 3% credit card fee, but at the end of the day, a lot of the clients I coach, I like to say a key quote, and I'm going to share this right here with you at this stage. Don't trip over pennies on your way to dollars. So having somewhere where a client can actually easily pay you is like a huge mind unlock in the home service industry, where we got a lot of busy contractors that make business very difficult to do business with. How do I actually pay you? So I like collecting on credit card as a business owner. I personally like as a consumer too, paying on credit card. So make it simple when it comes to the money issue.
Absolutely. And then again, on a cat, like we could rip on this all day. I'm going to say this last point. If you're collecting cash and checks all the time, especially cash, that's not declared income. You could run into, again, future stuff. When we go to 50 to 250, 250 to 500, the habits you build now will bite you in your ass later on. So again, bottom line here to graduate, learn, test, and start marketing your business to build confidence. I would even touch on this: learn, test, fail, learn, test again, and learn some more. That's what I would say that this stage is all about. And the reason why we're not going in on every single one of these categories is pretty simple. In the PDF you have, if you don't have it, again, box here, fill out your information. We'll send you that as our gift to you. We go much deeper on kind of the things you need to do in order to graduate as well too, plus our other free resources and information too. So Dave, what would be like, to wrap up here, stage 1, 0 to 50K here, what would be a piece of advice you would give to somebody? Again, you've coached hundreds of people and thousands of episodes of podcasts, so on. My advice is, if you don't market hard enough, you're going to stay stuck in this season for multiple seasons. And that's a big problem. I like 6 months in here. If you're returning for your second year, your third year in here, you're underestimating
the effort required in your marketing department. So those of you that watch this and you pump marketing hard enough, we want you that, like, this is our gift to you, because it's our hope that we actually grow you, get you over 100K, and then you can actually consider a high ticket coaching program like ours where we could actually really do some work with you. But for right now, we get people coming in every single day in this revenue stage. And so the majority of home service business owners seeing this resource are going to dump in early in this stage, especially Landon in a home service industry, very low barrier to entry. I can start a painting business, a window cleaning business, a landscaping business in the course of 2.5 hours with a quick trip to Home Depot and a credit card. So because of the low barrier, if you market it properly, this will shoot you out of this kind of like $3 million, number of contractors and start to grow you into having that proof of concept, having that business. So market like your life depends on it. And we don't want to see you in this stage 12 months from now.
Absolutely. And if I skip ahead too, once you graduate, you're going to be in stage 2 and what we call promote, right? We're not going to get to that, okay? You need to focus on getting to that 50K so that you can get from stage 1, your startup, to stage 2, promote. Again, as a free gift, if you found value from this, share it with somebody.
Share it out.
Share it with somebody you think in the home service industry would benefit from it. Like I said, it's 100% free. Other than that, go kick some butt, and we'll see you in the next one.